From time to time, I am asked questions about my skincare and or makeup routine and whether I use certain products or not. So I wanted to begin to respond to some of those questions. And some of these are a bit controversial. They deal with holy grails. But after thinking about it, I cannot refrain from sharing my position, fearing to lose any subscribers. I will not be that person. I will bring you my thoughts and you can dismiss them or take them and look things out for yourself, do further research. My objective is not to prove myself as being right or correct. My objective, if anything, is to give you something to think about. We should be able to have conversations, and this is how we bring wisdom and knowledge and new things and progress to the table. Disclaimer. I am not a physician. I have my laptop in front of me. I am not a physician. I am not a nutritionist or a skin care professional. I am just a consumer that pays attention to my inner, to that intuitive voice, especially when I don't feel settled about something. And I begin to look, I begin to research in spite of the fact that it may be a product that seems like everyone is using. You will find out that not everyone is on board with many of the trends. People are beginning to wake up. They're asking questions. And this is what I love about the millennial generation. They ask questions. Why do we do what we do? They challenge beliefs and they are not satisfied with blame being placated with because this is the way it's always been done. So I always step back and I look at the big picture. Who is pushing this product? Is it the skincare and makeup industry? Is it the pharmaceutical industry? Who has a vested interest? That is when I go to scientists, to researchers, to find a voice that is not selling a product per se, but has researched and for many years and has information that may even go against the majority. Even my doctors may prescribe certain things because he or she is a practicing physician. They're not involved in R&D, research and development. And they will suggest products that may seem reasonable and popular. And remember that they are approached by pharmaceutical companies to push their products. Do I use sunscreen? No, I do not, unless I am going to be exposed to sunlight longer than half an hour. Why? Because I do not want my skin to burn. That is the only reason. Research has shown that non-exposure to sun and use of sunscreen both causes skin cancer. Have you noticed that people often will develop cancer in areas that are not exposed to the sun? No sun means a vitamin D deficiency, which increases dramatically the risk of developing many types of cancers, including skin. The sun is a source of life, and it will create vitamin D in your body, which in turn prevents the development of over 77% of cancers, including skin cancer. So 77% of cancers can be avoided by having normal levels of vitamin D. When the sun hits the skin, it produces a substance called calcitrol. And this actually repairs damaged skin cells that would normally end as being cancerous cells. And so this substance called calcitrol, which is created by the production by vitamin D by the sun, is what prevents skin cancer from happening. A study released in the Journal of Internal Medicine said that the avoidance of sun exposure is a risk factor for major causes of death. After studying 30,000 women in Sweden over 20 years, smokers that were out in the sun smoking and sunning had the same life expectancy as those non-smokers who stayed out of the sun, because the sun is a source of life, not destruction. Another study in the Journal of Clinical Pharmacology and Therapeutics reports the following: sunscreens protect against sunburn, but there is no evidence that they protect against basal cell carcinoma or melanoma. Problems lie in the behavior of individuals who use sunscreens to stay out longer in the sun than they otherwise would. But with persistent burning and damaging of the skin, eventually skin cancer could occur. But this has to be a persistent burning of the skin, constantly. So essentially, the more exposure to the sun, the longer you live. And we're talking moderate exposure. We're talking half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, something like that. You gradually build a barrier. The avoidance of sun exposure has been found to be one of the causes of premature death. I'm not a proponent of sun exposure for long periods of time. You will burn and you will damage your skin barrier. But we do need about in between 15 to maybe half an hour of sun daily. I grew up in Puerto Rico. We were in the sun constantly, exposed all the time. We never heard of skin cancer. The people that live in the equator with the UVA and UVB rays are the strongest. They do not report skin cancers. However, people that live in places like England, Norway, Finland, even Canada, where there's a lack of sun exposure, people have reported more skin cancers than anywhere else. Sunscreens are composed of many carcinogens that penetrate the skin. It goes straight into the bloodstream and into the liver, and they will tax the liver. And often when this happens, it creates what is called intrahepatic gallstones that can grow under your skin, producing skin cancer. They are called ROS, or reactive oxygen species. Not only that, but they also age the skin because they damage the collagen and the elastin. And it also does damage to the DNA, and it can lead to cancer. So sunscreens can do the exact opposite of what we have been told. I have never liked buying cosmetics like foundation that had sunscreen, never. To me, they are very heavy, they're very greasy, and they just didn't feel right. We can provide the body with more natural sunscreens. In actuality, antioxidants, rich foods will act as sunscreens and are proven to protect the skin. And some of these are omega-3 fatty acids, orange and red fruits and vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, dark leafy greens, fresh herbs, green and black tea. These are things that most of us eat on a daily basis. Sunscreen is a big moneymaker. And this irrational fear of the sun, even walking past a window because the sun rays are hitting, it's not normal, and it shouldn't be that way. Do your research. Don't just go with the flow. I always believe in staying teachable, flexible, because I could be wrong. And I will not be so dogmatic that I will get upset when my apple cart is shaken and someone brings in a different perspective. And some people do not like it. They have their pet beliefs. They have things all figured out, and they feel like that gives them peace. It even goes with religion. I have this figured out and I have great peace. Well, the great peace may not come from anywhere but the fact that you like your belief and it brings you comfort. So I do want my beliefs to be challenged, and in every area, social, political, religious. I want to know the truth, and that is my quest. I am no longer running with things just because it seems like everyone else is. It's like someone said, I laughed at jokes that were not funny. I'm not doing that anymore. Now, you may ask, especially many of you ladies in the mature community, what if one uses retin-A? Understandably, because retin-A does cause the skin to become very sensitive. Well, you can still cover your face if you wish, but don't hide the rest of your body from the sun. Try to get at least that half an hour a day. And this takes me to one of the other questions that I've been asked is, do I use retin-A? And the answer is no, I do not use retin-A. And I will answer that in my next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, comments, and make sure that they are kind. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.